Texas is in the middle of a crisis, a shortage of foster families and a growing number of foster children who are paying the price. Many children in Austin and across the state eat, sleep, and shower in state office buildings. Children forced to sleep in state offices. The focus of this morning's in-depth conversation.
It is 6:13 this morning, and you are probably waking up, if you have children, with your children sleeping nice and cozy in their bed. The reality of the situation here in Austin is that there are kids who are waking up in a CPS office because they do not have a place to go this morning. And joining us this morning is Travis County Judge Darlene Byrne to explain the crisis of what's happening within our foster care system. Good morning to you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Sally, so much.
Judge, I know it's going to be a very long day for you because after this you go back to work and you see children who go before you, children who our viewers need to know are the most vulnerable. Explain to me what happens when you have an abused or neglected child before you in your courtroom and you're trying to figure out where to put them.
Sally, it's every Monday, every Friday down at the courthouse, we have about 30 to 40 families that come before us that are in that very same position. And many of them are babies, having babies all the way up to 18 years of age. These kids have gone through your worst nightmare, being abused or neglected by the very people that are there to protect them.
Right.
It's typically like the emergency room of the courthouse. They're very frightened, they're very scared, and certainly they want a safe and loving place to be. Right now in Austin, there's a terrible shortage of that for our children, such that many of our kids don't even have a home to go to after I deal with their crisis.
We have some numbers to put up on the screen to kind of drive home this point of how many children right now are in foster care, how many children you're dealing with. We compared it to 2015, 744 children removed from their homes. This year we're looking at 579. Judge Byrne, you're the gatekeeper of the foster care. You have to make the decision of where these children should sleep at night.
Yes,
and when you're looking at these foster homes that are available and then there are not enough,
Absolutely.
then what do? You look at these children and you say, CPS office it is?
Well, we do everything we can to avoid that. But regrettably, there are still, as of last night, 2 or 3 that we're cobbling together. CPS office is the last resort. Right. A hotel with a CPS caseworker working 24-hour shifts is the second best choice. And then I will tell you the Austin Children's Shelter is working to try to come to the aid of the state and these children right now, and making a pod available on their property for the CPS workers to do 24-hour shifts to oversee these kids without placement. They're called Children Without Placement, and in the state of Texas, there's somewhere around 55 to 60 on any given night. In Austin, we're running anywhere from 2 to 4 on any given night, children without placement.
This is something that you have seen grown as a judge hearing CPS cases for the past 13 years. How bad is this year? How bad is it getting?
I have never seen it this bad, ever. Since March of last year, I started keeping stats because we didn't have this situation prior to last year. Since March of last year to today, somewhere around 60 to 62 children have at least spent one night in the care of the state of Texas without a place to sleep, without an appropriate place to sleep, meaning a foster home or meaning their own relative's home, or the best situation, a safe and appropriate parent.
Why is this happening? Who's failing these children? And why has it been allowed to go on for so long?
Sally, if I knew that, I would not probably be a government employee if I had the wisdom to figure that out. I do believe there are two reasons for it. And I wish the state of Texas would step up to the plate and pay our foster homes what it costs to care for our children. Many of our children have been very traumatized and do have troubling behaviors as a result of being abused or neglected. They have the fight or flight syndrome, and you have to deal with those children very carefully and take care of their fragile sensibilities. We don't have enough people with the skills to do that, and nor do we pay those people well enough to do that. And then the second thing is we have a shortage of caseworkers.
We do.
We only have about half of our caseworker slots that are authorized filled, and we pay them half of what we pay a street cop. And those caseworkers are working in the exact same environments, the same risk environments that many of our law enforcement officers are working in every day. And they're working in those environments with a plastic badge, nothing else to shield them from the risks that they encounter.
These are CPS workers who are overworked. They have loads of cases that you have seen, and these are still caseworkers who take out their own wallet and say, let me buy you something so that you can eat at night, so that you can sleep. So there is definitely a call for more people to help. But I'm also wondering what happens, Judge, when we don't help. What's going to happen to these children if it continues along this path?
Oh, there's a absolute trajectory to the jails, the streets, homelessness, jails, and drug treatment. Or mental hospitals. I have one child that's been waiting in a psychiatric hospital for an excess of 60 days to have a place. All ready for discharge. We just don't have a place for that child to go. So
it seems wrong. It's just wrong.
It's absolutely wrong, Sally. Austin, Texas, we can do better for our children than this. We do better for our dogs and cats with animal shelters than we're doing in this situation. So I know that our population and your viewers are very giving people, and I know that this community can do better and we will do better, but it is a crisis right now. And when we go to bed tonight, there will still be children without placement in this town.
Who won't have a bed to go to sleep at night, who wake up in a CPS office or a hotel. No wrongdoing on their part.
Absolutely
they're innocent children who just want somebody to love them. And you are trying to help them, and I appreciate you for all that you do for Travis County. I want to put up some information on our screen for our viewers so they know this is the first step when it comes to becoming a foster family. Everything that Judge Byrne talked about, you can help. It's Tuesday, July 12th at 6 p.m. CPS office at 14,000 Summit Drive. The call for help is right now, and we're hoping that you can go ahead and help them. When we were talking, Judge Byrne, about how we can get the word out and what we can do to let people know that there is a crisis, CPS said, we will help you in whatever way you can, spokespeople, as long as you put that information on the screen, because this is what we need to really solve this crisis.
Absolutely. We need more foster homes. We need more CASA workers. We need a safety net for these children so that they don't have to use the services of CPS. We need more domestic violence shelters, mental health services, drug treatment that's sustainable and accessible in this community.
Judge Byrne, thank you for all that you do, and I look forward to continuing our conversation throughout the days, and hopefully you'll come back and tell me, you know what, 0 kids slept in offices or hotels.
I hope for that myself, Sally. Thank you very much.
Let's head over to David for the latest.